Okay, this is part 2 of my Market Samurai tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you basically how to check out your competition, how to kind of outrank them in the search engines. That's what you want to do. So with this tutorial, I'm going to show you what to look for and how to use Market Samurai to be able to help you outrank your competitor to get more traffic to your website, because obviously you want to outrank your competitor, because if you're ranking #1 in Google and the other search engines, you're more likely to get that larger portion of traffic than if you're ranking 2 or 3 or 4. So the higher you rank, the better. You want to rank higher, obviously. So using Market Samurai, this will help. Now, once you know your niche, the niche market that you're in, whether you're trying to rank the home page or you're trying to rank additional pages on your site, this will help. And let me give you an example here. I'm looking at the niche for robot vacuum cleaners. And what we are looking at here is the SEO competition section of Market Samurai. And so you just want to be in this tab, in the SEO competition tab, for your keywords that you want to rank for. And then you need to go over here and click generate results. Now, I've already done this. That way I don't have to waste your time here by clicking that, because it does take about 30 seconds to a minute to pull up the results for the front page of Google. And what it does here is Market Samurai will list in order from 1 to 10, usually 1 to 10. It will list the URLs that are ranking for this set of keywords here on the front page of Google. Now, sometimes you'll see 11 and 12 and 13 results. And what that's from is anytime it throws in these shopping results, or it throws in video results sometimes in Google, because it's possible that Google can show 2 videos on one listing. And what that will do is it will actually then make 12 or 11, 12, or 13 different URLs showing up on the first page of Google, and that's all that this is showing, okay? So you're going to sometimes see a fluctuation of how many are actually showing on the front page of Google, but Market Samurai is just pulling in the results that they're seeing from the first page on Google and the results in Google. And if you wanted to, you can actually just click this View Results button and go right to Google itself and look at the results live, but you really don't need to, because they're right here for you. Okay, so let's look at what everything is on here, and we'll go over it by category every step of the way, so you get the best understanding of how this tool can help you. And I'm going to do my best to explain each one of these little descriptions here that are at the top and what they mean to you. And ultimately, again, the object of this video is to help you understand how you can outrank your competitors, which means more money for you when you're outranking them, right? Okay, so let's do this. The first metric is the URL. Okay, this isn't really a metric. It's just listing the URL that is ranking for these keywords right here. Okay, so these are the ones that are ranking. The next metric that you really want to look at is domain age, this DA area. Now, domain age basically lists how old this particular domain, not the web page itself, but the domain is, and it measures that by years. Okay, so DA is domain age, and it's measured by years. The older, the harder it is to outrank them for different things. Now, again, it's not impossible, but the older the websites are, usually the more of an authority they become. Okay, the next metric here is PR, and that stands for PageRank. This metric's only relevant to Google, and basically what it does is it measures the quality or the importance of the backlinks that are pointing to this particular web page, not the entire domain itself, just this web page. So, like, for instance, this first one, Best Buy, has a PR of 4, so PR ranking of 4 in Google, whereas the second one here has a 5, and the third one has a PR of 0. Okay, so so that's how that's measured. So PR only matters to Google. And again, it stands for PageRank, and it goes from a scale from 0 to 10. The higher, the better. So a 10 is phenomenal, whereas a 0, it could be a brand new page. You know, there are a lot of reasons why. So it just basically measures the quality of the backlinks that are coming to that particular web page. Now the third thing on here is called citation flow. It's just listed with a CF, and citation flow basically measures how important a web page is on a global scale. And it's very similar to PR, except it's for every single search engine, and it's a measurement that was created by Majestic SEO on a 0 to 100 point scale. So again, 0 being low, 100 being the highest. So higher equals more important. Okay, the higher your citation flow, the more likely you're going to rank better. So what can you do to get citation flow up? Simply get good quality links pointing to your website. Okay, it's that simple. Or get older domains with good quality links pointing back to your website. Okay, the next factor is TF, which is trust flow, and trust flow measures how trustworthy the particular page that's being shown is to the search engines. And this is another metric measured by Majestic SEO, which is an SEO company that they have it's like tracking software where you can track where things are ranking in the search engines, and they have all kinds of other tools as well. But trust flow takes into account how trustworthy the backlinks are that are pointing back to the particular page. So again, good quality links pointing back to the page are helpful, and you can build those yourself and raise your results in the search engines using that. Okay, and again, this metric, you can go down, you can see there's some of these that have 0 trust flow, and that's good for you, because then if you're just building a little bit of trust, you can see a good rise in your rankings. Okay, the next one is IC, which stands for index count, and index count is how many web pages, according to Bing, the search engine Bing, how many web pages are indexed on that entire domain. Okay, so not the actual page that's showing up, but the actual entire domain. So like for instance on here, you'll see on this Amazon listing, there are 43 million pages indexed. Okay, that's on the entire domain. So that means Amazon has 43 million.2 indexed pages according to Bing. Now it might be more than that they actually have, but the ones that are actually indexed right now that are showing up. Now again, the higher that number goes, the better. It's not the most relevant statistic, because you can definitely outrank this Amazon site here in the search engines, but you'll have to raise your other metrics to do that. Okay, so index count just basically shows you how many pages total have been indexed on that domain. The next metric is RDD, and that stands for referring domains. And what that means is that there's a backlink from a different domain pointing to this particular domain, not the individual web page, but the entire domain. Now let me show you an example here. This Amazon listing here has an RDD of 1.465 million, okay? So it has over 1.4 million domains pointing back to the entire domain. Now, that's good, but it's not as important as raising the other metrics that I'm about to show you. So that just basically means there are 1.465 million domains pointing back to the main domain for Amazon. It's one metric that does help you rank. Okay, the next thing here that we're going to look at is called RDP. And RDP is referring domains for that particular page. So it's referring domains for the page, and it basically means how many domains are strictly pointing to this individual page. Okay, how many actual domains are pointing there. So while Amazon has 1.465 million pointing to the main domain, to their domain here for Amazon, they have 0 RDP, they have 0 backlinks, 0 domains pointing back to this web page, or to this to this web page. So that's an easy metric, because all you need to do is start doing some link building at different various other places, and you're going to start seeing your RDP go up. You're going to start seeing your domains that are pointing back to you go up. Okay, so that's why they can have a 1.465 million pointing to the main domain, but then not have anything listed for domains pointing to that particular page. Now the next listing is BLP, which basically just means backlinks per page. And if they have zero backlink or zero RDP, then they're going to have a zero BLP. And what that means is how many backlinks are pointing to this particular page. So again, if they have zero domains pointing to this page, they have zero backlinks pointing to this page as well. Okay, so it's a very, very simple process. Now this one, the BLD, is backlinks to domain. This is how many backlinks are pointing to this actual domain. So how many backlinks are pointing to Amazon.com. Okay, and this one has a huge number here, 535 million backlinks coming back to the main domain. And the nice thing with that is it does help increase. It's not something that I really ever even look at. I don't usually waste my time looking at how many backlinks are pointing to the domain. I think the influence on that is not as relevant as some of the other metrics here. But it does give you an indication of how much backlinking is going on back to the main site, to the domain itself. Okay, so again, it's something I don't typically look at, but it's something that you can definitely help use to gauge where something's ranking at. Now the next one, the BLEG, is how many educational backlinks that this web page has. Okay, this is going to the web page itself. The more educational and .gov links that you have, the better. Because what it makes you look like is basically a big, like more of an authority site. Because you're being referenced on an education site or usually a government site, and that's usually very helpful to getting you ranked in the search engines. Okay, it's just one of the other metrics. So if you can get these, it's excellent. Now, some of the ways you can get educational backlinks: write good content that teaches someone something, okay? Good content that teaches someone something that they reference your website, your particular web page. And that's what it comes down to. And you can share that content with people and get people linking to it. Okay, you don't have to go buy any edu domains or go try to link from all the gov sites and things like that. But if you can get them, it is helpful. Okay, the next one is DMZ, and basically all that stands for is this particular website, okay, the actual domain, is that in the DMOZ directory? Okay, and this one right here, this Neurobotics site, is no. Now, you want that to be yes. It's something that takes time, but you want to list your website with the DMOZ, and if you get your website in the DMOZ, you get a nice backlink from it. Now, over time, the DMOZ isn't as important as it used to be, but it's still an important factor, and it does take anywhere from 6 months to a year to usually get your site reviewed by the DMOZ. Now, what won't work with DMOZ is really affiliate style sites that are just very shallow. If you only have 5 pages on your site, wait. Don't list it with the DMOZ because they're not going to approve you. If you have a few hundred, go ahead and list it. There's no guarantee they will approve you. But if it just looks like all you're trying to do is just put affiliate stuff on your site, they will probably not approve you. It's not the end of the world, but that backlink does help you get ranked if you can get it. Okay, the next one, again, this one's not the end of the world either if you don't get into this directory, but this one is the Yahoo directory. Now, the thing about this is it's not a free directory, and it's not their search engine, so don't confuse the two. And what this metric is for is it's just checking to see if you're listed in the Yahoo. It's like a business directory basically, and it costs $300 a year to be part of that. It's up to you if you want to do that. It does help you in the rankings. Again, it's as a big directory, it's not as useful as probably it used to be, but it's still useful. It's still very helpful. And I would only list your site in there if you have a nice, serious site that's making you some money. Don't list something that you only expect to make $500 a year with or $2,000 a year with. But if you've got something that's making you $30, $40, $50,000 a year, you probably want to get it into that directory so it helps boost your rankings even more. And if you're really out there and you're building a site that you really want to do well with, you really want to make money with, I highly recommend that. I don't recommend it on every single, kind of affiliate style site that can be built. Again, if you're expecting to only make a few $1,000s a year from your site, you probably won't want to do that. Okay, the next set of metrics are title, and I'm just going to go through these really fast. But this is, are you listing the, using the title here, it's are you listing, do you have the keywords in the title, or does the website that's listed over here have the keywords in the title? You see many of these have a no. Well, just part of the general good SEO practice is you should have the keywords in your title. And that's one way you can take advantage of all these really strong competitors you have here, these large, the domains that have been around for a long time or have a good PR. You can usually sneak your ranking in there by just making sure these metrics are filled out with a yes, and it's very simple to do. So you just want to make sure your keywords are in the title. It doesn't have to be the only thing that's in the title tag of your page, but it should be in the title, okay? It should be in the title. You got to use it in there. Okay, the next thing is it's URL. It's basically is the keyword phrase. Again, we're doing robot vacuum cleaners. Is that keyword phrase used in the URL? You should use that phrase if you want to rank for it in your URL. So if you had a site that was basically like, some kind of robotic vacuum cleaner site, and you had a page that you had titled as robot vacuum cleaners, and the URL was whatever your domain was / robot vacuum cleaners, okay, then you would actually show up over here with a yes as you'd have it in your URL. Okay, it's really that simple. So the ones that do have it in the URL, it will show up right here. As you can see, this URL here has robot vacuum and cleaners and cleaner all in the title, all in some way in there. Or I'm sorry, not in the title, all in the URL. So you just want to make sure you have it in your URL. It will help you overall in the search engines. Whether it's a huge help or not, it remains to be seen, but it does help still. Now this next one, this is one that I don't worry about so much. Sorry, I didn't mean to highlight that. I was trying to get it off there. But this basically, the DSC, or DESC, means are you using the keywords in your description? And you definitely want to be doing that as well. To be honest, I don't even worry about this anymore personally, because your description tag isn't as useful as it used to be either. Google simply ignores it. They put in what they want to put in as your description for the page. So I don't even worry about it anymore. It's something that they really don't even need to have in their metrics here, but they still do. You can put it in the description area of your page if you want. Some people still think it helps. I personally, it definitely doesn't help in Google. Probably doesn't help in Bing anymore. So I don't even worry about it. And finally, are you using the keyword phrase or the keywords, the set of keywords in the header? Okay. Are you using it in the header part, the header parts of your website? And basically what that means, your H1, your H2, your H3 tags, and so on. If you're not doing that, you should do it. Don't overdo it. I know some people have a tendency to use the keyword with every H1, H2, H3, H4 tag, and so on. And basically, it's going to look like you're throwing in keyword spam that way. I would avoid doing that, but I would at least use it a couple times in a type of header, in one of your header tags on your particular page you want to rank for your keywords in the search engine. Okay, that is basically what you want to look at when you're trying to rank your site. All of these metrics here, and what Market Samurai does is it allows you to look at your competitors and look at all of these metrics, and then you can see what your metrics are and see how you compare to these by simply going down to adding a custom URL. you can type that in right here. Okay, so whatever your web page is that isn't ranking ahead of these yet, you can add it in here, and you can just click add URLs and see where you compare. Now, the way you can get your website to rank better is then simply follow the metrics that are on here, okay, and do the things that you can do right away to help improve your ranking. The easiest ones are just make sure it's in your title, in your URL, in your description, and in your heading tags, okay? Those are the fastest ones you can do because it's all stuff that you do on your on-page optimization. But then over time, you're going to want to, your domain will go up in age, your PR will increase if you're link building, if you're getting links back to you, your citation flow, your trust flow, all of that will go up in time, and you'll start ranking higher and higher. And if you're in a smaller niche, sometimes you can rank right up in the top 10 real fast. I mean, you can rank up there in just a couple weeks. It won't take you hardly any time at all. Other things are more difficult, and you really are going to have to work at doing the link building to increase your rankings. Okay, so the easiest ones, again, just start out, make sure your on-site, your on-page optimization is set. Title, URL, description, and header. Once your site is established, it looks good, follow the rules, try to get it in the DMOZ. Okay, there's no guarantee you'll get it in there, but do it. Try anyway. If they reject you, just resubmit it. Okay, you know, after a while, fix what is wrong with it and just resubmit it. But all this other stuff will grow in time. Just keep working on your link building and growing, and you will eventually outrank your competitors that way. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I have a nice little cheat sheet you'll find below this video if you want the explanation of what all these settings are without having to watch the video over and over again. And you'll be able to grab that. You'll be able to download it. And we also listed below, I have some links where you can go grab Market Samurai for free and test it out and see if you like it. And then there's some other stuff that will teach you some more of the basics of getting your website ranked below there too. So I really hope you love the video, and leave a comment or come say hi to us if you want to do that. And definitely love to communicate with everyone listening out there. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in some additional videos coming up.